prepared, a couple of questions to ask you,
Okay.
and so yeah, man. The first one is just please, introduce yourself and tell everybody, who you are.
Okay. Hi, I'm Nico. I'm from the VR Nerds, and I'm one of the founders. And I'm together with three other guys, and we founded the company in 2013, I guess. Maybe it was not a company in the beginning. It was more like a collective kind of thing. We just worked together and yeah, tried to do something with VR. And initially, Philip and me had the idea to make an arcade for VR.
Okay.
Um, like when the very first Oculus DK1 came out, that was this idea was popping up. Then it actually even existed before the DK1 was coming up.
Okay.
So, but at this point, for us, there was not a game that we could play, so that we could think of to use in our arcade that we want to have. So this idea was kind of shifted away, and then we started to do a blog. Actually, this was not something that I did with Philip, but with uh, with Chris and another guy that is not there anymore. Giga was his name,
Okay.
and yeah, and we started to write the blog vrnerds.de,
Mhm.
and yeah, and yeah, I tell you already the whole story, right? Maybe
Wow.
maybe no, it's there's still something coming up, but I just want to let you ask me some questions
Yeah,
before we
man. No, no, no. That's perfect. So yeah, because I think very few people actually like understand that, but it's for me it's like super cool that it's coming from like the arcade thing, because I think that a lot of the design, and that's actually what I want to get into it right away. I know that you do designs and concepts for it, and there are a couple things that are very unique to your game, and I actually want to know how you like came to those and what drove you. So the first thing
Mm,
is just like I think, which is to me is like the most fundamental and amazing part of the game is the grapple. So like how did I start? How did the grapple function and like pulling yourself to the next tower? Like how did that come about?
mm-hmm. So before I started VR Nerds, or like similarly parallelly, I started the game Lucid Trips with some other guys.
Okay.
With Sarah, you know
Sarah,
Sarah,
yeah, of course, she's my
Sarah,
teammate. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
a
Cool.
part of Lucid Trips. So, and this game is all about movement and how to move in virtual reality.
Okay.
And for this, we're using the hands. So you're walking with your hands, kind of, and you're jumping with the hands. So, and the thing is, the idea is to add like movement and pull yourself with the hands. So it's not really like pulling, but you're like scrubbing the ground and get yourself forward by this. So
Okay.
this is the idea, so that you move your body to move into in virtual reality, because we thought, and it kind of worked out, that you don't get the motion sickness when you move your body to trigger a movement in VR. So this is
Okay.
the whole concept of like how to do locomotion in VR in my mind. So
Okay.
and this was something that I like yeah to grab up again and to do it to Tower Tech
Yeah.
after because Tower Tech was started in 2017, I guess, or maybe it was even 2016, I don't know anymore, but yeah, at this point we had made some other projects, also like a wave shooter for arcade, but it wasn't really released. So, but yeah, um, but Lucid Trips was the very first project I was working on with VR, and I'm still do.
Okay, cool. So you're still part of that thing. I've actually spoken to Sarah about that game, but
Mhm.
that's a different story. I'll definitely.
Yeah.
I'm glad to know you were a part of that, and
Mhm.
it's really cool. Like to me, it really is like one of the best game mechanics, being able to move that, and to know that it came out from trying to prevent motion sickness, but also to just like do more natural fluid movement is like
Mm-hmm.
it's really awesome to know.
Yeah.
The energy design, how the energy influences the towers and why. Because when you think about first-person shooting games, you're talking about like fast bullets, but with you, the bullets are basically going at a slower rate than like bullet
Mm-hmm.
speed,
Mm-hmm.
which gives the game like its own dimension. And then for those of you who might not know, your gun and the level of energy on your gun actually influences how fast you can move in the game and how fast you can charge and how fast you can heal your team member. And so how did that come about? How was that like thought about?
You mean that we use the energy? This is a good question. Actually, from the beginning on, I don't want to have the reload function. So, I, for me at least, I don't like them to do that. So I
Okay.
think you can get more into the flow of the game when you don't have to do that. And but still, you have to like to cut the energy source or like the bullet flow, so to say, in a way that you have to to have, yeah, that you must manage something. It's hard for me to explain. Um,
Yeah, no, I think I completely understand what you get, and when
yeah.
actually when I compare Tower Tag to a game like Population One, for example, like I don't actually
Mhm.
like to play Population One because it's a lot about like gathering resources and then reloading really quickly, and that takes a lot of like mental energy from the
Yeah.
combat, and to some people that's like their preference, and it is fun in some respects, but like to me, it's really just all about this like high energy movement and being fast and skilled, right? Like
Hmm.
just really it just comes down to just open fire, move, and open fire and move.
Yeah.
And so I totally get I totally get your point, and I think it's is one of the best aspects of the game, and what makes it very different than any other first person virtual reality shooting game that I played. Because in all of the other ones you have to reload, like for the majority of them.
Yeah.
I actually think Tower Tag is the only game where you don't have to reload. I might be wrong, but I can't think of any other where you don't, honestly.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not
Yeah,
sure yet.
yeah. I really.
um, so you just said something like mental. I said mental resources. I think you have as a player have mental resources to do
Yeah,
several things: press buttons, run around, blah blah, solve questions, all that. And I wanted to do like a game that has where all your focus can be in the movement of how you like dodge from the bullets and go to another tower and everything should be more like physically based. So on your body and not like how what button do I
yeah,
have to press or what
yeah,
movement what gestures. I'm not a really big fan of gestures. So this what we do. I think this is the locomotion thing,
yeah,
but I don't want to make this loading loading things that at least for me it don't work so good. I think a lot of people like it and it's really good for them,
yeah.
but I don't really get the hang of it until now. So because it's always strange to do it when I don't see the weapon on the perfect spot.
Yeah.
So
It's also it's also the furthest away you can get from pancake games where a lot of pancake games, especially first person shooter, a lot of the skill comes with being able to change through the weapons and go through your inventory as fast as possible and then
hmm
aim. And that like while that part is wonderful for like being able to hold the controllers, also again like being able to aim and the way you have to like hold the weapon, if you had to do more than just these two things, then it just wouldn't be as realistic. And so it's to me is like the best, some of the best game design mechanics for the for virtual reality in general.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and also a point is that Philip there is like a former paintball player and
Yeah,
world championship
yeah,
master, and he of course also influenced the game with his mind, and so I think this play paintball mechanics is same. You don't have to reload stuff, not really. Yeah, you have sometimes you have to reload the bullets, but this is not. I think you don't do it in within a match. You maybe do it after or before a match.
okay, okay, yeah, definitely. And is the bullet speed, does that come from paintball, or is that something that came
Um,
differently? Because I always assume that it comes from paintball, you know, because in paintball
Yeah,
you do have these lower bullets, and
some
there's this whole skill of like curving the bullets, and you know,
yeah.
and yeah,
I think, to be honest, I think it came from other VR games. To be really honest, I don't want to
yeah,
like I have infinite that. So it's like Space Pirate Trainer has it in a way that the bullets are faster, kind of. But then there comes the slow motion, the bullet time, where dodge the um, you can dodge the bullets, and I think this is really nice. Also in Super Hard, so
okay.
they're using also this slow mo thing where you can dodge and avoid the bullets, and I think this is for me it's really nice, fun
Okay.
to
So it was more about allowing the player to have movement and
yeah
dodging. Okay.
yeah
Okay.
yeah
Cool.
yeah
Cool.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah
No, it I think well, I mean it's awesome. And
And
there are
also,
mhm,
you're not wrong because the other thing is the aiming, and this is something like what's it's more like inspired from paintball. We don't have like the curve that you said, the ballistic curve, but you have like this. You have to pre-think where to shoot when the enemy
is
runs in.
coming.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
this is something that comes from paintball. That's true. Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, that's definitely like, you know, a really cool aspect of it, and I think that some of the top players and the you know definitely top teams, they're aware of this, and you know there's always this thing of like, oh, you're being crossfired, and then you have to like, you're like, okay, they're shooting at me from an angle that I can't cover. I need to move now, and you know you have that
Hmm.
split of a second to be able to do it, and that feels really cool, like as a player to be able to just like barely escape away and then go back and get some heals.
Yeah.
Cool. What about what about the length of the game? Like I know that, the standard is this 5 minute sessions that we do. We have tried like 3 minutes, but none of us
Hmm.
liked it, and so the five
Hmm.
minute just seems like the sweet spot. Is that something that
Hmm.
does that come from testing or whose
Yeah,
influence? Yeah.
yeah, I think yeah, we had the arcade only version before.
Okay.
So and then we tried different match times, and I think it depends on the game mode. But we was normally we had 6 minutes, but I think for some reason in a in a match where everybody knows the game already, what's mostly the case when you play it on Steam. So there are of course there are some newbies, but in the arcade there are always very new people
New
that
people. Yeah.
mostly haven't played it before. So and then yeah, we came up with I think 5 minutes is the best, but before it was always six. So six was actually the sweet spot, but now
Okay.
we think five is better for being playing online and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, because interestingly enough, and maybe it's just the way that everybody plays, it always comes down to like especially now, right? Like it always comes down to like one of 2 points, and then the underdog team or the team that's losing always has like 20 seconds to make that last point to either like even out the match, or they're both tied, and then there's so it always really comes down to like this 1 point with like the 20 seconds to go, and like you're really, it's like a huge rush of adrenaline. And I was just wondering how you guys arrived at that like sweet spot, because it is because of that. Like I think the timing has a lot to do with the amount of points that you're able to score in a
Hmm.
game. And so if it was a longer length, we actually tried to play like the 9 minute rounds, but again, we just don't prefer them.
Yeah.
Because we feel like this is like okay, but then three is like too little. So it's
Hmm.
definitely the Goldilocks thing.
Yeah. At,
One.
at,
Mhm.
at the moment, we're doing three, I guess, when you're playing alone or with one other player,
Mhm.
and you just did the quick join because the other players shouldn't wait too long.
Too long.
So this is the idea. So that when more players are then it's automatically changed to 5 minutes, I guess.
Cool, cool. Yeah, no, that's great, and we definitely noticed that. One thing that nobody talks about and that everyone loves, like everybody that I've introduced the game to, I immediately, even when they're waiting in the lobby and when they're doing it, they don't realize, but the music and the reason why I'm segueing into this is because like the track actually peaks at that 5 minute mark, or somehow you get the track to peak at the specific point where it's the most intense. And so, I know that some of the players don't listen to the sound when they're playing,
Hmm.
but I do.
Hmm.
And I know when I'm running out of time and I'm like under, I can tell by the song. So if the song's getting intense, I'm like, "Oh shit, I need to go get them," you know? And so
Yeah.
is that like was that engineered? Is that like Was
Yeah.
that? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, of course. At least we have different lengths of the music. So when the match is 3 minutes, then it's a 3 minute song, and if it's 5 minutes, then it's a 5 minute song,
Okay.
and so on. We had until 12 minute songs, and our sound designer, yeah, it's not dynamically, so it's a soundtrack,
Mhm.
but of course, yeah, we was
It
thinking
hits the
about
peaking.
yeah, to make a curve that
Yeah.
may match with the curve of the
Yeah.
game enhancement, so
Yeah,
to say.
man. Yeah, it's definitely, it's definitely exciting, and like I said, like people don't notice it, but then the other day I was playing it to somebody who's never played it before, just to get them to hear it and to show them some of the videos that I made, and I could notice they're like they're like grooving to it, and
Mhm.
it is like a very catchy song, and like now I think like when I think about the game, I can't stop thinking about it, and so it's really really well designed, and so the designer definitely some props for the
Yeah,
music in general.
yeah, we have three soundtracks for each environment is a different one.
Okay.
You have I checked it
No,
and
this I
stuff.
didn't know. This I didn't know. Okay, cool. So
Yeah,
so
yeah,
so
this
there.
is
Okay.
that's kind of similar because they all like the same style, so to say, but
Okay.
they're quite different. So
Okay.
if you like, I can send you the soundtracks or so, then you can hear them and check it side by side, so to say.
Yeah, man, I would love to. I would really like to, maybe even have him as background from where we do some of the events. But yeah, people like they really like it. I don't even know, I don't know what genre it is, but like definitely the majority of people, like I can already know, like they always do this thing with their head, so it's really well done. Cool, but there's three of them. Um,
And there will be a fourth to soon. So we're working with a
okay.
fourth soundtrack, and it should come with a new environment also.
Oh, new environment or new map?
Mm, New environment should come with at least three maps. This is our idea, but
Oh.
we at the moment we're suffering with the maps. This is because I asked for in the Discord for some ideas for maps and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, we are focusing mainly on the Quest version.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense, like I mean, I'm sure when people see this and they hear about the new maps, everyone's gonna go wild. But I wanted to say to anybody like watching this is, if you're active on Discord, these guys like they're listening to us. Like if you put something there and tag these guys, and you actually understand the game and have good feedback, they're gonna listen to it. So like right now, Nico's asking for feedback regarding the maps, and I think several people have given some feedback on what it is. And I did agree with one of them. And so, map design, who does that? Is that you, or do you guys collaborate together? So how does a map come to life?
I think the first maps I did mostly, and then later um, it was yeah it was one of our developers, Basti, did like at least two, I think.
Okay,
Shield and Dome was just done by him,
okay,
and the other maps, one or two other maps, we yeah like we iterated. So
okay,
the
okay.
but
Yeah,
we really want to do like we really want to involve the community a little bit more, if somehow possible. So
okay,
and map
cool.
editor is also on the roadmap at some point, but not yet.
Cool. And so then for the new environment designs, that's up to you, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Can you tell us some some things to look forward to? Like what is it gonna be like sort of like a similar theme? Are you thinking about something completely different?
So I think it's fitting to the others, but the environment is more like um in an it's all like in an alien planet, but this is more like in a Maya style alien environment. So
Okay.
with some ruins and stuff. So
Okay.
old broken buildings, something like this. I think it's cool,
Okay.
but um, the actual idea was before we did the quest port, or like um, yeah, doing the quest port, um, was that we make like a totally new style. It should be in this kind of Maya Maya environment, but alien Maya,
Okay.
and not like so much in the. Like, now we have something like Blade Runner, I
Mhm.
guess. So in this environment, it's run, and this should be more like this.
Okay.
But yeah, because of the Quest version, we did this not so. So our focus was more on the other things. So
Okay, okay, cool. Hey, so and this is actually you know, really good line of thinking here for some questions that I'm coming up with the top of my head. But the triangles on, I believe, is Dome, how there's some triangles that are transparent, and then there are some triangles that you can shoot through, and then there are some
hmm
triangles that are that you cannot shoot through, and they're solid. So
hmm
how did that come about? Because it's like on that map, those are key. Like if you've played Dome and you don't know what like triangle holes I'm talking about, you're gonna get shot in the
hmm
back. Like it's just you're gonna get shot in the
Yeah.
back, and you're not gonna see it coming. And so that's a really cool like element of that particular map. And there are other pieces to that map and to other maps that have this like missing triangles where you're able to like, if you have really good aim and you barely need to like you know, make it through. And so how do you think about those things, and how those get designed?
Yeah, mm, I think with our environment, it is our, like we have these platforms and we have these walls, and of course we need something else to have a little bit more variation. Um, and I think this was a good thing to do, that you have more possibilities to yeah to have like a more complex map. So in other games where you have unlimited free locomotion, you have like all the time you have no situations where you can shoot and where you can dodge and everything, and you can climb up a building or like something else, or hiding from a box or some um, behind a box or something, and you don't have it. You don't have the all the possibilities in tower tech,
Hmm.
because it's limited to what it is. And I think this is a way where we can kind of achieve something like this, but with the style and of Tower Tech.
Yeah, no, man, it's like, you know, I think that's one of the things that you know, I think that all of the players that are constantly playing and who are getting better really like about it. And it's like there's this set of rules about the game that you understand, and there's a couple of things that you need to get really, really good at, and then the rest of it is just like teamwork. So, you know, it's I would describe the game as one of the only games where, you know, even if you are like an amazing player doing a one against three, you're like I don't see anybody pulling a one versus three clutch on any final ever. It's just not that kind of game, and it has to do with the fact that you do have this like constraining rules, and you have this, you know, you have this energy that you need to use and go about, and um you, you have the pull mechanic, and then you have to just aim and shoot really well, and then you have to understand the environment, and then you have to make calls and plays. And the fact that it's like a set of rules means that the rest of it actually comes to tactics and speed and skill. And I think that's like, you know, that's something that I really very much appreciate about the game. Cool. So I'm definitely looking forward to some designs. Maybe you can share some of those with us
Mm-hmm.
later on when you have something more solid together. You know, I think everybody will be static, man. You will definitely get some people looking at it because we love what's there right now, but you know, there are some. I think including a new map or a new environment, especially, you know, if it has a little bit different dynamics, would definitely make a lot of us who have been playing some of the maps and sort of even out the playing field for the new players that are coming in, because, you know, then we
Yeah.
don't know all of the angles, because at this point I know a significant amount of the angles. Cool.
I, if you like, I would point something else out.
Yeah.
You have actually seen or understand mostly everything from the game design on Tower Tech, what we planned, and you really understand it and see it by using it. And the other thing that I just wanted to say is what we was really like keen to do, no, like yeah, this 2 by 2 meter play space that you have in Tower Tech. It's so made that you don't, when you have it at home or in an arcade or so, can freely move there. You don't have to like reorientate yourself after you have teleport to another location.
Yeah.
So in other games, what I will always had trouble with was when I was teleporting and then shooting and then going a little back, and then I was in my like in my wall or my desk or something, and then I had to like resync where I actually wanted to stand, and then I have to re-teleport, and all the stuff is happening, and then and
Mm.
yeah, it's something I don't really like, and I don't really feel comfortable with like moving a lot and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think with Tower Tech, what we wanted to do is that people have this safe environment where they can move and like jumping around without getting hurt if they have the space. And if they don't have the space, like me, I have a very small room here, and I play with the small space area where it's still possible and still good, but you have a
Yeah.
little bit of disadvantage, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely, for us here at the park, and interestingly enough, I think the majority of the time that I've played it with the tower, because to me, the hyper reality experience of it is like where it's at. Because I've played a significant amount of virtual reality games, and like you said, it's always like this thing with like the cord, and then repositioning yourself, and then not understanding where you are in the environment, and with this is like I know where I'm going to be at. I know where the edges are, and I'm always like sort of feeling with like my legs, and I'm able to lean up against it. So I totally understand. One thing that I saw that somebody suggested, and I'm bringing it up because I think it's a really good suggestion, is having some of these triangles actually like move or shift. And so we don't have to go down that rabbit hole, but
Mhm.
I think that would actually be a really good idea, because
Yeah.
that means you would always need to, because I know where some barriers are now, and I know that if I'm in that position and I'm healing, no one's going to be able to like clip me from any side. So there's this bunkers now that everybody understands. But having this like shifting platforms with I think would add a lot of like dynamism to the game,
Mhm.
and I don't think it would be difficult to implement or too heavy to get into the to the load of the game. Cool. So now I have some other questions unrelated. One of the things that I wanted to bring up is um, you know, and this is more for you as a player of Tower Tag, right? We've paired you up with Vinfer, who is from, I can't remember where he's from. I think he's from
I think
Slovenia as
no,
well.
Norway or Sweden.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and so it's you and Vinfer. That's who's playing
Mhm.
together. And so
Mhm.
do you have a nemesis at BR Nerds? Like, is there somebody that like you really want to melt? That you really want to get them for whatever reason. So
On
who's
my team?
yes, no, it's people that you play against, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
from your team. So for me,
Okay.
yeah, for me, the person I wouldn't call him my nemesis, but the person that I definitely just I look forward to getting is Divine Whore. Like him and I just have like this little thing where I've been able to get him. I know he has much better aim than I do, and he's faster, and I know
Mhm.
that. But and so I have to play him very strategically and basically outsmart him. And I played with him against the finals. I was like exhausted, but I was able to get them. And so like, do you have your divine? Like, who is the person that you're trying to like get?
Nah, I would say maybe it's Sarah because of
Oh, good luck.
I know Sarah is a better player than me now, so that's for sure most of the time. And so, but yeah, I'm doing the game, and yeah, and she's better than me. Maybe she's even better than Philip, I guess.
We'll see. Hey, we'll see.
So,
We'll see.
so we know each other so long, and we're doing the other game, the Trips game and everything, and yeah, it's a little bit hard that everything. Yeah. No, I actually really like that she's so good, but I also would to like to beat her. So.
Hey man, you're gonna get your chance. It's just a matter of you coaching your newbie and the fresh player as well as you can, and you should be able to. She also has somebody quite fresh, and so it's really an even field for the competition. Um, and let me just click on something here really quickly so that everybody knows. So this is the competition. I'm just putting the poster here a little bit. We're running a competition where like new players are paired up with more experienced players, and that's what we're talking about right now. And so there's all these players that have like a lot more experience, and we're pairing them up with somebody who's new, and we're gonna see what happens. And so I just want to create a little bit of just a little bit of competitive spirit by understanding who wants to beat who. And in this case, Nico selected a worthy, an extremely worthy opponent, man. Good luck. Like Sarah smelts hard, man. She's so super good. Okay, now so besides and I know you've seen maybe not so much of play styles, but from everybody that you've seen play, who's like your favorite style of player, or because there are positions in the game, and there are some people that play very aggressively, and then there's some people that play defensively, and then there's some people that have a very specific like play style, like Gogo, right? Like Flash Gogo is the most likely the top player in the league, and he just always moves forward like capturing, and like he won't open fire on you while he's capturing, and he always tries to like block you and surround you. And so from all of the play styles and from everybody that you seem to play, like who do you like how they play?
Whew, that's difficult question somehow because who. Maybe it's from what I can say now. From the place there that I know kind of good is maybe Sarah also.
Okay.
Yeah, because yes, she's playing really hard and she's never giving up. So she takes it really serious, and this is something, yeah, I respect, I say.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely what I respect about Sarah. She's a very she's no longer a defensive player. Like anybody who misinterprets her play style as defensive is just like you haven't gotten shot in the face enough by Sarah to understand that she's not playing defensively. She's just playing very like really intelligently. And she's quite small. I think we're about the same size, me and her. We talked about it. And so she's always like duck down, and then she just comes up and like shoots you. So
Mhm,
it's
yeah,
yeah, she's got this particular and like really amazing play style, and a lot of people think that she plays offensively, but she doesn't.
yeah.
um, and so the final question here to leave it on a fun note is, you are the captain of your team, because Vinfer is newer than you are. So, what kind of captain will you be?
Whew. Yeah, I will find out today on the training.
Oh,
Yeah, I have a lot of level points, EP points, but it mostly comes from the time that I spend in Tower Tech, also from testing, not only from playing. So, yeah, so I hope that I can be a good captain for him.
Good, man. Cool, cool, cool. And man, thank you so much for giving me your time. Every time that I talk to you guys about your game, it's just absolutely incredible. And I'm looking forward to watching you play and seeing this match with Sarah. Uh, good luck.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for everything and the organization of the tournament. Really,
Yeah,
I
thank
love
you,
that.
man. Yeah, yeah, we're super down to do it. It's something that we are gonna continue to do ongoing, and I love the game. Like I play a lot. I play so much. It's actually what I think of as working out now, which is something that I think also needs to be considered for anybody who's never played it. It's a workout. Like I
Yeah,
I sweat. I generally get like pain in my back when I'm like inactive, and with this is like I don't feel pain in my back anymore. I'm able to sleep better, and I get in there and I play for like maybe 4 matches, and by the time the 4 matches are done, I want to play more, and I already like stretch my entire body out, and then I just get back to work. So that's sort of like my general thing here is like I sit behind the computer. I'm like, okay, I need to like wake up, so I go, I do some tower tag, and then I come, and so it's very much of like a type of workout, and I'm looking forward to watching all of you guys play.
we always wanted to do some fitness scores inside, so that you
Okay.
have after the match you have a score based on how much you move your body and how much you get into your knees and up.
Okay.
But we haven't done it yet, so it's one of the things on the list that I really want to have.
Cool, man. Cool. All right.
So
Actually, you know what? That's actually that's a good thing. So for everything that that you're gonna be doing, what is the one thing that you're looking to the most to being able to complete and like put together?
you mean the features on
Yeah,
the web?
yeah, in the game, yeah.
So what I really want to try, and don't I don't know if it will be a good thing or not, is like having different towers with a little bit modified weapons. So there's one tower that has a faster gun, or there's another that has like more effective bullets, so to say.
Okay.
So this is something we call it tower ups, a feature that we always wanted to try and never had the time yet.
Okay.
But we on the other side, we are not 100% sure if this makes the game better. If it's not make the game better, then we don't put it in. So that's
Okay.
our mindset.
Well, sign me up for testing, man. Sign me up for testing.
Of course.
Anyways, man, thank you so much, Nico.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Later, man.